What's up, YouTube? This is BC Builds. I'm making a video because I had a few people send me messages and requests to go into more detail about my mods and my setup. One of them is Stoneham 69 or something. I don't remember. Sorry, man. I'll start off with the chair. It's an X-Rocker chair bolted to a subwoofer box. Well, screwed to a subwoofer box. The subwoofer box still has a sub in it, and it works. It's a JLW6, a 10-inch, and it's hooked up to a JL-A1000 amp and powered by a DC or AC to DC converter. Sucks a lot of fucking power though, needs its own outlet, and it's just too loud, it's overbearing. Even with the 5.1 surround sound, it's just too much, so I rarely use it. Just for show, It's basically like a butt kicker or make your ass rumble, but it also rattles my windows. You can see on the back of the chair there is two speakers up where your head would go, mounted to a board. These are part of a Logitech X530 surround sound system. Each unit has two satellite drivers, two speakers in them. So there's 11 speakers total. Five satellites. There's the ones on the race desk. There's the one on top of the TV. Subwoofer down there. Plugs right into my computer and right to the Xbox or the TV. The TV is a 32-inch Emerson 720p TV I bought for $140 at Walmart on Black Friday. I actually bought two of them, and there would be my third 32-inch, which is a Samsung 1080. That one will go in the middle. It's obviously the best. But for just about $300, I got that. I still have to build the 3-monitor frame. Just haven't got around to it. Besides that, you can see the blue glowing lights, which are actually LED bars. You can also see them in the back of the TV. Those I added too. It's ambient lighting, just more LED bars, powered by the AC converter. So you can see the whole setup. The shifter knob you guys seen also glows, but the battery's dead. Everything's almost a matching blue color, just for show basically. A lot of it was the street glow that came off my Nissan, after I stopped racing it. Alright, you can see I have a CSR, the standard wheel. Well, it's not completely standard. I have two e-brakes now. One was the sequential shifter. It just extended the shaft with half-inch copper piping. Take the shifter knob off, the half-inch copper piping just fits snug right over it. You can glue it on to keep it permanent if you want, but if you don't, it doesn't move. It just goes on perfectly snug, And then on top of that is actually a bicycle grip I bought at Walmart. And I have a couple other grips and different length shafts and stuff, just interchangeable. I have a smaller one if I want to make it back in the sequential shifter. That's just a digital e-brake. That means you pull it, e-brake's all the way on. You can see over here there's another e-brake in the box. Sorry, shitty lighting. That post right here, that red, that's part of the handle, I guess. Next to the shifter, that is in this little cubby box I had, storage box. Same as that. That's actually an analog that's hooked up to a potentiometer onto my old Hori wheel, what got me into racing. That is hooked up to an Arduino board that is in this little blue box connected with a A5E or E5E Ethernet cable plug connector. I had a custom Arduino board that was programmed. My buddy did it. It had issues since the beginning. It would be on and off. So what I did is I knew somebody that had an extra computer chip out of Club Sport version 2 pedals, because he thought it was broken, so they sent him a new chip to find out the other one wasn't. So that's actually a Club Sport pedal because it has the analog e-brake adapter, which works on Forza. It took a while to figure out how to do it. So I have my CSR pedals that are actually running through the same chip. They still have the other chip in there. My buddy helped me with that. My buddy Adam, give him a shout out. So if you guys really want to know how to do it, easiest way is just connect the potentiometer to the, I think, 4-pin Club Sport pin connector. It's the one that's not used on the chip when you open up the pedals. It's the easiest way to do it instead of programming your own board. It just really was a pain in the ass to do. Make sure you try to use the original gearing assembly. You know, my recommendation is get an old settle. It's even a shitty pair of pedals, you know, you could buy online, you know, for like $10 as a potentiometer. Use the original gearing for the pedal for the e-brake. Because to get the right pull amount and just to line up the potentiometer, and the rest of that was probably harder than programming the original Arduino board. So use as many original parts as you can. You might be able to buy a kit online, or you could buy the Frex Sim handbrake, which I actually just ordered, which is like $200. You know, we'll see how it works. It's actually a pressure gauged, pressure tube. I'm not sure how it works. I didn't even really look at it. I just bought it on impulse. Next is my HP computer. You can't really see all the mods to that. It's a brand new HP P7-1414 computer. It actually, I took a lot of the internals out. It has a new EVGA, I forget what model, actually two of them graphics cards. It has a Sabertooth motherboard. You know, basically I rebuilt the whole computer. And it has Intel i7 6-core processor. And it also has a liquid cooling system in it. It's not the best. It only cools the CPU now. I got to order the rest of the plates to cool the graphics cards. And it only has a dual 120 millimeter fan radiator. So it has a lot of cooling power compared to just having fans. But compared to what I've seen on YouTube and some of my friends have, you know, my shit is definitely on the low end of the cooling range. You know, for my computer, it shits all over my MacBook I have. I have a MacBook Pro quad core, and this thing eats it alive, you know. It is a PC though, so it is susceptible to viruses no matter what you do. Another mod is the CSR wheel. I also have handbrake mod wired right to the B button for this one. Instead of wiring wires right to the buttons in the actual sequential shifter, I just cut up a PS2 cable, figure out which leads were connected to the pull back button, you know, so basically when you pull back, it activates. I think I have it as the B button. It all depends, you know, I don't really use that anymore now that I have the Arduino e-brake, well, the Club Sport chip e-brake basically working perfect now. I'd show you, but my copy of Forza is downstairs. A friend's playing with it on my other Xbox downstairs. Yeah, I really don't feel like getting it, you know, I'll put that in another video. Also in the wheel, the newest mod, well, it's not new, it's just the fixed mod is, you know, I'll show you in more detail because it's going to take a whole video. I actually took out the Mabuchi 550 motor, which is actually a RC car motor. It's a very good motor. I have a lot of power in this wheel. It's nothing, I don't think it's anything compared to the CSR Elite, even though I never played with one, you know, just off of watching BY Racing's videos, you know, his just looks to be a lot stronger. I replaced it with another RC motor out of my friend's old RC car. You know, the motor was fine. The car just kind of got crushed somehow. I'm not sure what brand it is, but it's, I think, a 670 motor. It's a massive motor. It barely fit in the case. I actually had to cut part of the bottom up. I had to put a heat sink, you know, one of the heat sinks I pulled out of my computer, I had to cut and kind of TIG weld it together to fit it in there. I had to put a bigger cooling fan in there. I think maybe like a 40 or 50 millimeter. I have one on this side. You know, you can see it barely. You know, it looks almost identical to that one. And there's another one in there to pull the air in, and this one pulls it out. But even still, it's creating a lot more heat because I had to juice up the power source to, you know, power a bigger motor. You know, that was basically just a different power cable. You know, I looked it up and see what would be the best. But still, I'm creating a lot of heat. You know, if you guys can feel it, it's only running on idle, and there's not a ton of heat. Like, it's going to burn out, but you can feel a noticeable heat compared to nothing, compared to the standard CSR. And I've only had it working perfectly for maybe about 2 weeks now, so I'm not sure about the longevity of it. That's a long-term review. I'll let you guys know. I don't know if the extra power is, you know, going to damage the rest of the wheel. I'm really not sure. Also, another new mod that I'm working on is I see that I believe maybe it's the Club Sport pedals or another brand of pedals has the ABS motor on the brake pedal. So basically, when the ABS, when you're skidding in the car, the the pedal will vibrate. I'm actually building a dual motor unit that bolts right onto the back, so it's like a pulse vibration. You know, I'm like trying to get it more accurate than just what one little motor can do. I could have two pulsing back and forth. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it to work with Forza, so don't get your hopes up. I know I'll be able to do it for Live for Speed. I'm also working on a mount for this old iPod. There is an app you can buy that's a Wi-Fi app. Basically, will turn this into a dashboard, you know, a speedometer, rev gauge, and that will go right here. I just haven't gotten to cutting into the wheel yet and mounting anything. You know, I have a dock, so it'll always stay charged. I won't have to take it out. I'll also be able to play videos on it, stream anything else, and use that to control my TV. I have like a little, I think it's called a Roku box. Maybe that's not what it's called, but I can use my iPod or iPhone to wirelessly control everything in my room. And that's basically it. You see the Turtle Beach headset. You know, the Xbox has dual hard drives in it. I attempted to put a solid state drive in there the other day, and it didn't fucking work. Now my Xbox, you know, which had two, one was a terabyte and then one was a 320 gig hard drive, you know, and I had dual dashboards. It used to be super fast. After I was messing with the solid state drive, something's wrong with it, you know. It's making funny noises and it's just slow as piss, you know. Maybe I could just fuck the whole thing up, you know. So you get with tinkering with things, you know. So if you guys want to try any of the mods I do, just fair warning, it's not easy, you know. I have an EE background. I build cars, you know, always been in electronics, so, and I a lot of tools to do this, and even still, I do tend to fuck a lot of things up. You know, I did break a few things in the wheels, resistors and shit that I had to resolder in, which was a bitch. So, you know, if you want some shit like this done, and you don't have an EE background, or you're not a tinkerer, you know, find somebody to do it. Pay somebody who's good with electronics, or, you know, if you really even want it desperately that bad, the same stuff I have, you know, hit me up on YouTube, you know, just send me your shit, you know, and the parts, and I'll probably do it for free, because I enjoy doing it. You know, no guarantees then either, you know, but I can't, like, guarantee a warranty. I'm not going to pay for a new wheel, but besides that, that's really it. I haven't done anything else. I know there's probably something I'm forgetting, but that's about it, you know. Yeah, I have a keyboard hooked up to the Xbox. Oh, the newest mod is because